Hello everyone, my name is Oksana. It's road to Edoverse Weekly Edoverse Insider, the 75th. We deliver the news about the creation of our project Edoverse. And as usual, Tokugawa-san, could you please open the session today?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Oksana. Hello, everybody. This is Iehiro Tokugawa. So for my weekly essays on Edo culture and, well, all things Edo, this week is part 2 of sumo. Now, you see, sumo is a form of wrestling. The sumo wrestlers look really strange. They look like tanks. But the form of sport itself is quite universal. I mean, wrestling in Greece, or, well, wrestling as you see in the Olympics, that's very different from professional wrestling, and they don't look really like they're fighting. And then the Turks have something close to sumo. In fact, we call it Turkish sumo in Japanese, toruko sumo. And then the Mongols have something similar, and so much so that most of the top sumo wrestlers in today's Japan are from Mongolia. And if it's just Turkey and Mongolia, then you would think that it's a specifically Northern European thing. I think there is one sumo wrestler from Bulgaria, and then there are similar things in India, Brazil, and even Senegal. So men competing with their sheer strength is something universal. It's almost instinctive. Now, and also, and these, how should I say? And the wrestling has been also has always had a religious aspect to it as well. For the ancient people, everything was religious or mythical. So the Olympics were dedicated to Zeus, the father of gods. And then the Romans had a great festivity. This one dedicated to Bacchus. Is that how you pronounce it? Bacchus, the god of alcohol. And then the Mongols also dedicate their sumo matches in the Obo festival. It's probably sort of to praise the Lord in the sky, in the heavens. Now, and then sumo in Japan naturally had a religious aspect as well. And this is for praying good harvest and good health. Well, yes, as strong men represent health as well as being well fed. But what's interesting is that these village ritual sumo were accompanied by archery, horse races, and tug of war, and also throwing stones at each other, two teams, or with the neighboring village. So this indicates that in ancient Japan, even in the villages in the countryside, people lived pretty close to violence and warfare. And well, that is my conjecture. And then you see, you compete with your neighboring village, which will have a better harvest. And then each village sends out one wrestler each, or maybe a team of 5, to compete with its neighbor. But you see, if one village keeps losing all the time, and then even if the harvests remain average, it will be very unpleasant. So they would leave this competition. So there must have been some arrangement to keep the winnings and losings kind of even. And in fact, there were instances recorded of, sumo wrestlers coming from the next village specifically for losing the match. You see, so you can see that in today's Japan, for each victory, a sumo wrestler gets a star. And then there is this lending and borrowing of stars, meaning that there's a lot of cheating. But it goes all the way back to its mythical origins, how to continue the match itself. Yes. And about this ancient primordial sumo wrestling and its connection to agrarian religion, in Ehime Prefecture in the Seto Naikai Inner Sea, there is an ancient jinja, Oyamazumi. And this place is known for an enormous tree and so many great swords donated to the place. And I saw a sword presented to the shrine by no less a figure than Minamoto no Yoritomo. Now, and in this jinja, they have something called solo sumo or hitori zumo. And hitori zumo or one-man sumo is a metaphor for some futile effort. these days, but this is a real ritual. And after a boy and a girl, or boys and girls, perform a ritual of rice harvesting, or sometimes rice planting, one sumo wrestler enters center stage, and then he wrestles with air. It's air wrestling, air sumo wrestling, with the spirit of rice. And there's not a person in the costume, but he really wrestles with air. And in the first match, the spirit of rice wins. And in the second match, the sumo wrestler wins. And in the third match, the sumo wrestler is thrown out of his ring. So it takes a lot of skill here. And this is how they please the spirit of rice, hoping for a better harvest next year. And also in Nara Prefecture, there is a festivity where they use this sacred rope that you see in all the jinja in Japan, and they use a pair and then twist them together to represent copulation between snakes. And then two men, but in this case, non-naked, in clothes, doing sumo in the rice paddy. And then the observing people around will pour water on the men, and the more mud is on their clothes, the better the harvest next year. These are the original forms of sumo, and they had a very strong nuance of ritual. But at the same time, there was some sense of violence and even warfare, even in the ancient Japanese villages. Okay, so so for this time, I think that is enough, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Oksana. Bye.
Thank you very much, Tokugawa-san. And JJ, could you please continue today's session? Hello.
Hi. Hello, Oksana. Hi, everyone. I'd like to update something. Maybe some of you guys already know that we announced that we are going to start a new types of game, which is Kisoyuma. It's meanings like a horse racing game. And then we just start to launch kind of business unit sales, which includes the rights to be the owner of new horse. And some of the purchaser of this business unit can put their horse to aside a Daimyo Yashiki how lands NFT or Otemon lands NFT, so that this horse is going to be grow up. It's so means like new purchaser can grow up with their horse, incorporated by the existing holder of Daimyo Yashiki and also Otemon Yashiki. So existing holders like Daimyo Yashiki holders and then Otemon holders, of course, can buy new business unit, and then definitely they will put their horse, aside their own, existing lands NFT, which is like maybe some of them are, I don't know, Nabeshima-han, some of them are Okayama-han, and then this horse is gonna be, rising up based on the Han. So it means like this horse racing game is gonna be like Han competitive games as well. So like this is a horse, representative horse of Okayama-han, and then Nabeshima-han. I don't know, maybe many of the Hans is gonna be coming. So those games is gonna be planned, and then we just start to launch our business unit sales. So we'd be happy if you could see all of our activities and marketing materials. And we've received some kind of teasers movies, which is gonna be like 1 minute for each. And then this teaser movie can show what types of mini game you can play within quite soon in Edoverse space. One is ninja mini game teaser, and then the other one is like horse racing game. It looks like really nice and high visual and reality. So we're also happy if you could see our teaser, because we are going to show this teaser and movies on Twitters and Discord and Telegrams as well. So anyway, we are trying to keen on implementing our gaming system and gamify as well. And I think, those in the meanwhile, we are trying to create this gamify system. We should take a look at Zenny price as well. I think Zenny is going to be stimulated by our activities. So hope to see Zenny is also rising up. So anyway, we are that's the update I wanna tell you. Anyway, yeah, I think this time that's enough from my side. Yeah, keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, JJ. Wonderful news. And Mitsushi, hello, could you please join us?
Thanks. I would like to talk about three things. Firstly, about WebEx. Secondly, about WorldCoin. Thirdly, about upgrade in Ethereum. First, about WebEx. Last year, a large crypto event, namely WebEx, was held in Japan in Tokyo Kokusai Forum. In crypto IVS in Kyoto, 10,000 people came. But in WebEx last week, 15,000 people came. So a lot more people joined the conference. A lot of media coverage were there, and Prime Minister Kishida-san made a speech. I think it was online, but the thing is, many companies, large companies who didn't consider blockchain started to pay attention to this crypto world. And I visited the venue. I didn't see many like metaverse related projects yet. So I think it's a great chance or advantage for Edoverse project to take a lead and become a pioneer for mass adoption, taking advantage of metaverse perspective. Yeah, I think right now, Edoverse Projects has already established a great position in the industry right now. That's my take. Secondly, about WorldCoin, the big news about cryptocurrency is that the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, is the co-founder of this project, namely WorldCoin. And that coin carried out a mainnet launch. And the token is now listed in many crypto exchanges, including Binance and OKX. And the concept is that there will be this distinction between human and AI will be very hard to tell in the future. So this like a WorldCoin project is going to certificate a proof that you are a human being, not AI. So they will issue this kind of sort of certification, and the token is based on that certification. It is very interesting projects. I think this sort of like collaboration between AI and token will lead a mass adoption in some way. That's my sort of interpretation and estimation. Finally, about the upgrade in Ethereum, you know what, like Zenny and Koban, the token for Edoverse, who is based on Ethereum chain, and there'll be large upgrade on Ethereum as a infrastructure. The next upgrade is namely Kangen upgrade. And what is going on? What will happen is that there's a technological mechanism, namely a roll-up. There's a layer 1 project and layer 2 project. There are a lot of layer 2 projects based on Ethereum. So this roll-up for layer 2 will be the gas fee for roll-up for layer 2 will be much lower. So what will happen is that in a nutshell, a lot of transaction will be much more cost efficient in the future. So that's very important momentum for us to consider mass adoption, taking advantage of this low gas fee trend. That's all. That's the all updates from me. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mitsushi. And also, we have Martin with us joining. Hello.
Hello. Not much from me this week. You know, once again, Tokugawa-san's stuff is absolutely fascinating. I do think, you know, we live in a very peaceful society, which is something that we should be grateful for. But as a student of history, you know, there are these cycles in history, which is also kind of related to the Strauss-Howe generational theory. But tough times make tough men, and then tough men make easy times, and easy times make weak men, and then the weak men end up causing a disaster, and then there's a conflict, and then that has to make tough men again, and we go through this cycle. So perhaps Francis Fukuyama is correct, and we have reached the end of history, and the cycle will no longer perpetuate. But perhaps not. We'll see. The WorldCoin thing is fascinating. I mean, if you look at the news, Europe is responding with skepticism, and they may put in some checks regarding privacy there. But I think that's something that the Edoverse is very strong on. You know, the privacy of our users is something that's obviously been prioritized at an early stage, and Japan is extremely strong on that. So I think yes, it'll be interesting to see how that actually manifests in the end with how the Europeans react to WorldCoin. But yeah, very interesting stuff. I'm interested in the horse racing, particularly because my family is from Cheltenham, and Cheltenham is famous for the Gold Cup in the UK, which is one of the most prestigious horse races. So yes, it's the sport of kings. It has a very aristocratic origin, and I think that kind of connects very nicely with Tokugawa-san and the Edoverse, and the idea that a lot of our users are going to be daimyo and aristocrats in the ancient Japanese sense. So yes, very on brand for us, and I'm looking forward to seeing that too. So that's it from me this week.
Thank you very much, Martin. And Shunta, do you have any news for us?
Hello everyone. I attended WebEx at Tokyo Kokusai Forum last week too. There is a high level of anticipation for Metaverse game in Japan, especially the fusion of digital and real world element, which seems to be key. In that regard, I felt that Edoverse concept has great compatibility. And also, the Kudan and Kisoima NFT sale has started. You can purchase it with Japanese yen or USDC. Please be cautious as the sale will end on August 10th. And last, I have an announcement. And the next monthly insider event will be on August 11th at 1:30 p.m. In Japanese time. Please looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shunta. And Dominique, could you please sum up today's session?
Hi, everyone. I think that message, the update of the crypto market is really exciting. I think just another new world is coming up. I think that once that is the Ethereum, the gas fee just getting down, that the Zenny's transaction cost is going to be really on a plunge, and then we're going to just benefit a lot about things. And also, Greek market is just getting be a little it's of course it's always noisy, but it's actually expanding, and then that we're just waiting for the Bitcoin halving period in the next year, in 2024. It's very, very close now, and then in the Edoverse, and we are very actually busy just to develop many things. But the last week we announced that Kisoi Uma is the horse racing arena that we're going to just create in the northwest side of Edo Castle. It is we call it Kudan, and that we are now started to sell the business units for the Kudan areas for the horse Kisoyuma projects, because the people can just hold, if we just buy an NFT this time just for the business units, you can hold and you can just get horse NFTs. That's it looks very exciting, and then you can just the feed, and then you can just the growth of you can just contribute to the growth of the horse, and then after that, and then you can just enjoy the games. So please just buy the business NFT of a Kisoyuma project in the Kudan areas. That will be very, very precious, and that's very limited period, and also you can buy the many ways to do it. And also at the same time, we actually looking for the market cap of the of Zennies now. It's still that very low that range of a transaction, but it's going to be very active in the futures, I hope, because of the lot of projects coming up, and then the Edo project is coming up to the end of this year. So I hope that Zenny market is going to actually really booming just on the process of the development with the Edoverse now. And then this is on a foundation side. Actually matters that we just try to activate more Zenny markets, and then now we see a Tokugawa Hidden Treasure project that we wanted to start that from the 1st of August, and that we're still seeking the position, the place that we hide the treasure. And Mr. Tokugawa is really seeking the place that where he should put his treasure. And we call Senryo Bako NFTs. That's the money box. It's a big money box in the NFTs that we don't know what inside, and that you can open the next year. So I hope we will be able to announce the real project, and then the start should be, I think, during this August. And then as Shunto mentioned, that we are holding monthly insider data, updating the project. I think we have a lot, and also you will see that the trailer of a lot of things, that another sort of the materials of the Edoverse. So please just mark in your schedule on the 11th of August, of course, in the times at the 1:30 p.m. 13:30 on a Tokyo time. And that's probably it. Thank you. And also, I think that I'm waiting for you to just listen to us on the monthly side of Metaverse. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dominique, and thank you everybody for participating in today's session, and we will meet next week. Goodbye.